Hey guys, welcome back to Teal House Farm. Excited to have you here, and I'm excited to do a quick unboxing video. I have been waiting for this time of year for several months. It's my favorite time of year. It's time when my new home planner comes in the mail. And if you have been here for a little bit, you know that I am a mom of 6 under 10. And my husband Sam and I run this 10-acre homestead, as well as being a special needs parent, and we homeschool, and organization is super key to me getting through the day and staying ahead so that I feel like I am running the show and my house and my kids and my farm are not running me. And I achieved this with an amazing home planner that I've been using for 3.5 years now, and it's by the Passionate Penny Pincher. And this is this year's that I have been using faithfully. You can tell it's got some stains, it's got some crumples. It is out all the time in my kitchen because that's where I spend most of my day. It's where we homeschool, that's where I do all the cooking and canning. And it is my brain in many ways, and it keeps me on track to keep all my tasks from being overwhelming. And I'm going to unbox with you the new one that just came in the mail. She just put them out last week, and it just came in the mail here after I ordered it. I will tell you this is a little bit more expensive. If you were to just go to Target and Walmart and look for a home planner, you probably could get out of there with something pretty for $30 or $40. I got this on discount because I bought it within the first 24 hours, so it was $46. But if you're buying it today, it's going to probably be full price on our website, and it's $64. And before you let that price scare you away, I'm going to show you why this is worth every penny, and how much I highly recommend it, and why once I've tried this planner, I have never looked back, because it is that good at keeping me on task and helping me take my tasks and plan them out and just get through, each day, each week, each month, and keep a whole year plan as well. So before I open this new one, I just want to show you real briefly. If you've never seen one before, I'll show you this week. Let's see, it's May. No, it's not May. My goodness, I'm tired today. It's September. And I'll kind of show you how I use it. So kind of show you how it works. And then we'll look and see what's different in the new one. So this is September, and you can see up at the top we have some daily chores that I go through every morning. Everything from starting the laundry to wiping down the kitchen sink, making the bed, making sure that if I need to defrost something for dinner, it's out in the fridge. And there's evening chores, things that you do every day, from prepping meals for the next day to folding your laundry, things that you know you should be doing, but sometimes you probably talk yourself out of them. And for me, the check mark is a powerful tool. I don't like leaving things unchecked, and it motivates me to go ahead and get it done. And then each day is listed here, and then I list all the things I want to get done on that day. And each day also has separate cleaning or home planning chores, from this is the day that you should maybe start planning your menu for the week. This is the day you need to vacuum any rugs in your house, on and on. And we'll look and see if any of this is different. But I love how much space there is to write. And it's just a very sturdy notebook. It opens and folds and back again very easily. But let's take a look at the new one and see what's new and see what's different and what's the same. One thing that always makes me happy with Passionate Penny Pincher, anything that you buy from her, it's just always so cheerful right down to the box. There's always a sticker or a happy face or a fun saying, something to brighten your day. She typically puts a little something in. Last year there was like a jar opener, I think. This year it's just some cute little sticky notes there. Just a little extra fun. I don't know if it's the same in every box or if it's different depending on what box you have, but just a little surprise inside. All right, so we get this cool little box. These boxes are really cool. The kids every year steal this box, and they make like jewelry cases out of them. Having 6 kids, there's somebody always waiting their turn. I think this year Annie gets it, but they like that it closes really tightly and it folds open kind of like a treasure chest. And inside is my planner. Now, if you are not a flowery person, don't worry. There's lots of cute designs to choose from. I decided this year I wanted some flowers, so that's what I went with. Let's see what we got. It looks pretty much the same, and that's kind of what I anticipated. I like that I can expect certain things about this planner. It doesn't change drastically year to year. Again, we have a nice laminated hard and colorful color, kind of cheers up your house. There's a ruler inside that you can remove and you can use to help if you are kind of needing to draw columns or lines. And then each month is tabs, so it's easy to switch and look ahead. And I also like that everything just feels really high quality. The paper is thicker than normal paper. These dividers that are between the months are nice and thick. Things just aren't gonna fold and rip on you. And before I bought this home planner, and I had bought cheaper ones to help keep me on track, not only did they have any of these extra things I'm gonna show you, they also felt like cheap paper or cheap dividers, and I'd always get halfway through the year and pages would start falling out. These things stay together, which for me is really helpful because at the end of the year, a lot of times, I might need to go back and look at something. I need to make sure all my pages are still in there. So she also this year has these really cute sticker pages. You can peel these off and use them on your calendars anywhere you want. I'm not a big sticker person. Some people use these and they just kind of embellish their weekly chores, or, if they have a birthday coming up, they'll put cute little balloons to remind them it's a birthday. I'm not big into the stickers. I usually give the sticker pages to the girls, but they are really cute. And if you are a very visual person, you could put a different sticker on important days to really grab your attention quickly to remind yourself what's going on. All right, so first, let's look at what each month, or not each month, but what a month has for you. And then we're going to talk about the things that are also in here to help you plan your year. So let's start with January. Even though January is several months away, I'm actually glad this planner comes so early, because with Annie's medical appointments, or really even some homeschool stuff, I have dates already that need to be written on my calendar to make sure I don't double book things. Dentists, eye doctors, hospital specialists, they all book 6 to 12 months out. And, I do need to know what I'm doing in March 2023, because a specialist is going to try to book an appointment for Annie, and I want to make sure I don't double book us with a different specialist or something like that. Or maybe a week that Sam's planning to take off for vacation. I can already have it marked in here, and when they make that phone call, I'll keep this readily available in my kitchen, and I can look at 2023 and double check that something important isn't already happening on that date, even though it's 6 months away. The months are great. There are always some monthly goals. One of them is always like your financial goals. And to complete a budget, each month has a budget worksheet in the back, which is helpful to me. You can just kind of fill these out what your anticipated budget is, and then anytime you spend money, you can make sure you use a pencil, but you can add it in the column and erase and add more. It just keeps you honest with the money that you're spending, especially in today's society where we use a lot of debit cards. It's really tempting to spend too fast. And before you tell me to use cash, I will tell you how impractical cash is, especially at places like a gas station. I am not taking everybody out of the car to buy gas with cash. Absolutely not. I'm going to use my debit card. And so this just helps me really keep track of where that money is going versus having cash envelopes for everything, which in my season of life is just absolutely impractical. It's much easier and much less stress on me to use a debit card for a lot of things. Budget worksheet like this, not only is it pretty to look at, but it keeps me honest. So you also just have lots of space, and I use this space for writing goals for the month, like big things that I want to get done. For January, with it being the first of the year, there'll probably be some sort of big like purge cleaning. Christmas will have come and gone, and we never quite know what the kids will be getting from family and friends, and so we can see if they get toys, we can be like, well, what toys can we give away? Or if they get a lot of clothes, what clothes do we have that we can donate? And so we'll have like a purge on this list. Or, January, I might need to get ready to start planting the greenhouse, to start getting the garden ready for spring. And I'll make big picture lists of the big things I want to get done. So then when I flip to the weeks, come back to that in a second, I can take these big items and figure out what weeks I want to split them off into. It makes me be able to take a really big goal that feels kind of overwhelming, like repair and prepare the greenhouse for spring, which is a big project, and I can break it down over 4 or 5 days. And that way I don't get to the end of the month and say, oh my gosh, I didn't even start on that project. It's already been baked into my month here, and my life is much easier. Each month also has a calendar, and this is really helpful for me. So I keep a calendar on my phone, so it's always with me if I need to look. And then I also keep a calendar in here of everything that's on my phone, because what'll happen is inevitably somebody will call and be like, when was the last time, Annie saw this type of specialist? And I'll be like, well, I knew it was in the fall, but I can actually go back and look at the date, which can help with getting records. Even for homeschool stuff, I can go back and look, when did we take that field trip? My phone, and maybe I'm doing something wrong, but my Google Calendar, if it's more than a month past the date, it erases the appointments and I can't go back and look at them. And so this way I have a hard copy. Also helps when it's time to file taxes, if you're needing proof for mileage, for medical mileage, or for business mileage. This would be a great place just to keep notes for yourself. And it also just provides a hard copy. If I ever should lose my phone or have my phone break, everything is written down on paper. And then I take this calendar here and I write it on my big whiteboard each month for the whole family to see, so don't get asked 60 million times, what day are we doing XYZ? Everybody can read the big board. It's right next to the fridge. It looks like the months are pretty much the same as they were last year, which excites me because this is why I really love this. Here is this current year's and here is the new year, and you can see it pretty much looks identical. That's awesome. I love that. I feel like the print is maybe a little bit darker in here, which is nice. I felt like sometimes the pastels, if it wasn't super bright, could be a little difficult to see. So this is nice and dark and bold, which I like. And let's see, we have spots again for those morning and those typical evening chores. There's a space if you want to add a chore to your day that you want to make sure you do every day. And then each day there's a space for writing down your dinner plan if you want to do that. This is supposed to be something that you're thankful for. And this is, you can write down your daily spending if you want to go that far and keep track of how much you're spending each day to give another insight into your budget. So I actually don't typically use these. I like to plan every meal of the day, and I use a big menu, and I use a menu planning board that sticks to my fridge, and I write down for the week. This isn't practical for me because we're home all day, every day. I need to have every meal planned to make sure that, our nutrition is good, especially with having kids that have special dietary needs, but also keep us on budget, because with the kids at home for homeschooling all the time, we could just eat all day if we wanted to. And so it just keeps me on track. But especially if you're a working parent or a working individual, and dinner is kind of the big meal that you all are together for, it's nice to be able to write it in here just to keep you on track for your menu. And then lots of spaces to write daily goals to achieve, and you can check them off. The calendar does start for the week on Sunday every week. And if I could 100% have it my way, I would actually prefer it start on Monday. Monday feels like the first day of the week for me. Sunday, I don't know. Sunday is since Sam works for a church, Sunday is not a day of rest, and it doesn't feel like the first day. It feels like the ending lap of a marathon by the end of the week, where you just want to get to the finish line and call the week over. And Monday feels like a good day to start afresh and anew, but not the end of the world that starts on Sunday. Just every once in a while I get a little annoyed that I have to flip back and forth the page. Each month is exactly set up that same way. So you have your goals sheet, your big month calendar, your weeks split out, and then a budget sheet in the back. And that's pretty awesome. In the very back of the book, there's just a little bit of extra space for some notes, which is nice if you need to write down some phone numbers, or maybe directions somebody's giving you over the phone. You have a space. And there's also a pocket folder, which is great. I think this wasn't in the first year when I bought the planner the very first year, and it kind of annoyed me because I had a couple little pieces of paper that I needed to hang on to with some information or receipts, and I needed just to keep them with my stuff, and there was nowhere to put them. But this pocket was in it last year and again this year, and it's just handy to have. So all those things are amazing, and I use this planner every day. As I said, it's my brain. Keeps me on track, especially with the household cleaning. The weekly cleaning tasks, it just helps me so much. And I know that sounds silly, but just somebody telling me, all right, today's the day you need to wipe all your mirrors down, or today's the day where you need to go in the office and organize your papers. All right, yes, sir, I'm going to go get it done. And it keeps the house from getting out of control, even though there's 8 people living in a relatively small space. Keeps clutter from collecting. It keeps things mostly wiped down and from being filthy dirty. Keeps things from being forgotten. How often do you think about, wiping down your kitchen table chairs? maybe you think about that often. It's not something that occurs to me. There's so much going on all the time. You know, it used to be the chairs would get so sticky when you touched them. You'd be like, that's so gross. How did I let that happen? But life moves on, and this planner helps me stay on task so things like that don't happen. Okay, but the thing that I think really sets this planner apart is that it has prep lists for you for different things. So it has a spring cleaning checklist for all those spring cleaning items, you know, taking rugs out, washing your windows, just keeping your house ready and aired out in the spring. It has yard maintenance. It's got holiday lists, things that you wouldn't think about if you're having guests over for the holidays, just checklists upon checklists for just anything that you could use a checklist for. Checklists for going on vacation, checklists for getting ready for a home project. And it even gives you suggestions on home projects you might want to tackle, from switching out kids' wardrobes to organizing your spice cabinet. Just things that make your life more convenient and easier, but you don't like think about necessarily on your own unless you are just a very well-seasoned homemaker, which I am not. I feel like I kind of stumbled into this position and I didn't have the tools I needed to be successful, especially not successful with a lot of very young children. You know, I was public schooled and I was in school all day and I did activities after school. I was not very involved. My mother did a really good job running her house. It was always very clean, but I have no idea how she did it. And I'm sure she had lists like this in her brain, but I didn't know about them because I wasn't there every day with her when she was doing these things. You know, I was at school, or I was with my friends, or I was at activities. So I feel like I am late to the game learning these things, and this helps me so much. There's also a space to plan personal goals, whatever that might be. It might be exercising or reading goals or, you know, anything. And one thing that I use and really helps me are these monthly checklists. And I use this for our homestead, but you could do it for anything. And I will write down, you know, what things to plant or animals, and I will check off the months we expect it to be need maintenance here on the farm, or be involved, or need planted, or whatever. And it helps keep things in order and helps keep things from being missed. It also helps us plan because we can look and say, okay, you know, we expect baby chicks in March, and we're going to make sure we're ready for them. And just having it all organized is really nice. There's a bill payment schedule. And there is also a yearly big dream project list. So you can kind of do your big dreams both for projects, and there's one for financial goals. And then those goals are what you should take each month on your monthly goal list and break down into smaller chunks, and then smallest chunks on your weekly list. So it really just takes what you probably could do on your own if you really sat down and were really, really organized and ahead of things. But most of us don't have time to do that. Most of our brains are not so focused to not get off track or to forget something. And that's what this is here for. And that's why I think that this is worth absolutely every one of those $64 that it costs. And I highly recommend. And I also want to say that I am not at all associated with the Passionate Penny Pincher. Fortunately, I cannot offer you any sort of discount code. She does have some coupons on her website if you were to order other items from her. She has all sorts of like financial budget planners, little pocket calendars, assignment calendars for kids to help them stay organized with their school. So if you purchase more items, there are discount codes for larger purchases, which is nice. But like I said, I think it's worth every dollar. And that price does include shipping as well. And the shipping is pretty fast. I think it came in 3 or 4 days, which was awesome. And you might be thinking, again, you know, do I need it now? Do I need it so soon? I do know in the last few years, she has always sold out. She only publishes as many as she's pretty confident she can sell. This isn't like something at Walmart where they're going to keep it in inventory and then mark it down when the year kind of passes on. So she does run out almost every year. And if you order now, you also get a copy of the digital version of this from last year. So you can start using it right away. You print off the pages for, you know, October, November, December of last year, and be able to start using this system now. Just print them off, put them in a cute folder. There'll be loose pages, but that's okay. And then by the time you get to January and you're ready to write in this, you know, with your fancy pen or whatever you want to use, you know how the system works for you. I think that's it. Again, I'm not affiliated or associated. This is not a sponsored post, but I just wanted to share this with you because this is something people ask me, you know, kind of jokingly, but how do you get it all done? Or how do you not just get overwhelmed every single day? And this is a humongous part of it. Being a homemaker means running my home like I would run a business with the efficiency that I would expect from a business. And what do businesses have? Well, a good business plans ahead. It has big goals that it breaks down into smaller pieces. It knows where it's going every day. People go into work hopefully with a purpose to accomplish certain things. They don't just meander around in their jammies going, what should I do today? And this is what this helps me do. Highly recommend. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please comment below and I'll try my best to answer them. Her website, which I'll also link below, also just has a lot of preview pages and you can see them a little more clearly than I'm sure that you could see them on this video. So we will see you all very soon. Bye.